Jersey and Delaware, Rhode Island, Connecticut, all the New England states, all the way to Maine, and we'll even include Pennsylvania. But all that whole area, it's just a burden. Upstate New York, I'm not discounting Pennsylvania, but just the whole Northeast, in such great need. And if you even think about all that God did in Staten Island, there's 500,000 people in Staten Island, 500,000 people, and we planted the second independent Baptist church, the second. So you could plant another 1,000 churches in just Staten Island. I mean, so the need is just tremendous. We're thankful that all God did, but we need to pick up the pace. We need to do more. So God has given me more of a vision for the future. So me and another church planting friend of mine, John Barnes, we founded what we call Northeast for Christ. And there's a lot we're doing right now to plant more churches. And really, we partner together. It's not a mission board or anything other than just a partnership and a ministry partnership. And we want to just plant more churches in the Northeast. And a couple of things that we're doing that's working is obviously planting churches, but how can we do more? Well, I started about a year ago a warehouse as I transitioned out and had time to focus on a burden of mine. It's expensive to plant churches. The grand opening in that first building was about $10,000. I think you guys even gave to that. I remember you sent I think it was $1,000 you guys sent. You were like 1/10 of that need. But then the bigger building, I think we spent $30,000 to $35,000 in about 4 or 6 weeks. So it was expensive, the bigger building. And just anymore, the way the economy has gone, it's very expensive to just do things in addition to just the supplies. I mean, everything has a cost, even to the wood of the pulpit and the microphones and the seating. But beyond that, just the rent and all those kind of things, signage outside. That awning, the second awning, I know was like $4,000. The first one was about $1,200. So just everything's expensive. So we have this church planting warehouse. There's a flyer on my table, and please pray for it. So I take in supplies from churches that have surplus. I know that you guys are kind of experienced with that. You guys take in things and have some storage, and you kind of run out of storage. I actually have room in my storage unit, my storage area in this church, which is a blessing. I have room for more supplies, but I don't want to sit on it either. I don't have a vision to just be a storage unit for supplies. I want to give it away. So, which is your desire too, but so that's kind of a thing we do. So pray for it. We've already helped, I think, 4 or 5 churches approximately, and then this coming summer we're going to help 3 more. And so that kind of leads me to this crusade thing. I've told your pastor about it, but if we could just pray for the crusades that are happening in the Northeast. We did one in Trenton, and it worked really well. But previous to that, they did one in Providence, Rhode Island, and they're just working well. What we do is we kind of go to an area, have a big tent meeting, and then the very next Sunday, plant a new church. So just a different method than the traditional way that I'm going to be doing it, but just going by yourself and planting. But the crusades are seeming to work, especially if we have the church planter. We do a big tent meeting, then preach the grand opening. So I was able to preach Trenton Baptist Church, their grand opening after the crusade, Trenton Gospel Crusade, and there was about 150 salvation decisions. So there was a lot of decisions before and during the crusade, and I don't care what kind of church planter you are. If you give me 150 salvation cards with addresses, names, and numbers, email addresses, that accelerates any church planter, any church plant. So this crusade mentality is really working. It's getting like-minded churches to team up. Now, even though we're teaming up, we're not compromising on any of that stuff. We are all what you are. We are that. And so that's a concern of people as well. But I have no intention to change my Bible, change my hymn book, change my clothing, all the issues that are out there. That's not my desire. I want to plant good churches that reach people, that are soul-winning churches. And so there's a lot of concern with that. But take a crusade flyer. Please pray for it. Now, the prayer card has no strings attached. Take that, pray for us, whatever. But if you take a crusade flyer, you have to pray for a crusade. I want you to pray for a city. Pray for Long Island, Atlantic City, Bridgeport, Connecticut. We'll be planting